Today we're going to be making grilled shiitake mushrooms with chimichurri that we made from the other video. Uh, we're going to marinate the mushrooms and then skewer them and then cook them in the grill. And then later we're going to baste it with our chimichurri sauce. So yeah, let's go and start our marinade. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to marinate our shiitake mushrooms. So these are dried shiitake. So when using dried shiitake, you usually rehydrate them by soaking them in water for like maybe at least 30 minutes. So they will be soft again before cooking them. So, but this time, instead of just soaking it with water, we're going to make some kind of marinade so that flavors will be infused in the mushroom. And then, so when we grill it, it has this barbecue-ish taste. So we have here our shiitake, and then we're going to be using some soy sauce, some white cane vinegar, and a little bit of honey, plus some chopped garlic. So what we're gonna do first is we're going to just cut this in half so that the marinade can seep through easier. And they're quite big, so we don't need them to be that big. When we cook this in the grill, we're gonna uh, put them in a barbecue stick for easier cooking. Okay, so they're just gonna have everything. It's pretty easy. This marinade is just basic. Like if you have, incidentally, you don't have some lemon, but if I had some lemon, I'm gonna use some too with vinegar for acid and more flavor. See, so once this is hydrated by our marinade, it's going to be soft and chewy again. Okay. So there, the last one. This part of the mushroom, these trunks, they tend to be hard, so I usually cut into them so that it can absorb more of our marinade. Okay, so there, we're just gonna put this aside for a bit, and then we're going to um, use 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Okay, so there, I'm gonna put it on our marinating container. Okay, and then we're going to put 1/8 cup of our white cane vinegar. I'm usually not very keen on measurements, but With this, I just want to make sure that the proportions are right so that if it doesn't really taste good, I have me to blame. Okay, and then we're going to add um, 1/4 cup of water. So I'm gonna use this. We're adding some water so that it's not too salty. Actually, I think I'm gonna make it a half cup. It's gonna help rehydrate our mushrooms anyway. So yeah, so we put half cup of water, and we're going to add something, because Filipinos usually like um, some sweetness. So I think we're going to add um, maybe a tablespoon of real honey. Well, I'm having doubts about this honey now because the previous ones that I got, I just kept it in my uh, table, and ants never got attracted to it. But now this one, I think ants seem to like. See, there's some ants there, so I'm doubting the authenticity of this being 100%. But anyway, it's still honey, so let's put some, maybe yep, that's enough. Maybe that's a tablespoon. Okay, and then we're going to add our chopped garlic. So what we're gonna do now is mix this all up. I don't forgot to get a spoon, so we'll just use one of the mushrooms. Okay, see, make sure that the honey melts into the whole mixture so that the mushrooms can absorb it. There, it actually takes not too long to hydrate these mushrooms. See, as you can see, it's already softening now, but it should be soaked like at least for 30 minutes to make sure that it's really hydrated and it has absorbed all through the mushroom. Okay, so there, I don't feel the honey anymore in the bottom. So maybe you can do is we put all our mushrooms in, have them hydrate. There. So we're going to keep it like that and just set it aside for maybe 30 minutes, and then we'll be preparing our chimichurri sauce later. Okay, actually I can also like just pre-marinate this a few hours. It doesn't really matter as long as you you can refrigerate the mushrooms, or just keep it in room temp. Just make sure you cover it so insects or flies won't get in. Okay, so there, it's gonna wait for it to marinate, and then we're going to cook it later in the grill. But first, let's prepare our chimichurri. Okay, so we got our mushrooms here. We had it marinated for at least 2 hours. And now we're going to put them on barbecue sticks, getting them ready for the grill. Okay, so here's our barbecue sticks that we're going to use. We soak them in water so that they won't burn when we put them on the grill. So see our mushrooms, as you can see, it completely absorbed most of the marinade, so it's now very well hydrated. And now we're going to skewer them one by one for our grill. See, it's like so. It's like some real barbecue there. Not gonna make it too not gonna skewer too much. Okay, so later we're just putting them, skewering them, so that it would be easier to, handle in the grill. uh, Mushrooms can be quite delicate. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to finish all this, and later we're going to start up with the grill. Gonna start up the fire. Okay. Okay, so that's all our mushrooms. It's all ready. And yep, we're just going to start to fire up the grill, and then we're gonna grill these babies up just like regular barbecue. See, so I skewered it in the stem part where it's quite hard. So yeah, I'll just fire up the grill and we'll be right back. Okay, now we have our grill ready. See, it's scorching hot now, and we're ready to put our mushrooms. Okay, so just gonna put them like that. Yeah, hear that sizzle. Hmm, actually smells like real barbecue. Okay, so I'm just gonna grill it for a few minutes per side. See, yes, we use a blower for our charcoal. It's much easier. It's a very nifty purchase I made a few months ago. So yeah, so just gonna grill this out and see the finished product later. Mmm, smells like regular grilled meat. It's maybe because of the marinade. Okay, I think we're ready to turn this now. Let's turn it over. Ooh, look at that. Charred. Yes, that's what we like. Although not too burned. Okay, so we're gonna grill this side for a few more minutes until we see some char on the other side. Okay, Okay, I think these are ready. So I'm gonna check. Oh, see, there you go. I think these are good to go. So we're going to take them out. And we're going to serve this with some, see that? Nicely charred. Yeah. So this is the first time that I actually tried this. So we're gonna find out what it tastes like in a few. We're gonna serve it with some red rice, and I'm going to make some of that fresh tomato salsa that I made before for breakfast. Okay, right. Okay, so we're done. We got our red rice cooked, and so here it is. There, our grilled mushroom, and we're gonna eat that with uh, some of the fresh tomato salsa. Remember that thing we did before in our previous video? So we're gonna eat that on the side with that. And of course, we're gonna drizzle our grilled mushroom with some chimichurri that we made. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to put this on the plate. Everything there. Let's use a hand. Up. Put all these mushrooms on the plate. There, nicely charred. And yeah, see, this is a vegetarian meal, all for me. But you know, if you can remember, we had like, this is a lot. So yeah, maybe this is enough. Save some for later. Maybe I can still have that for dinner. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we drizzle our chimichurri over our mushrooms like that. See, let's put them all over. There you go. Don't be shy with the chimichurri. Okay. Then you drizzle some of the oil over. There you go. Okay. Then you can leave this on the side. You can dip your barbecue there anytime you want. So let's try one. Mmm. Mmm. Mm. The mushrooms absorb the marinade very well. Mm-mm. The chimichurri goes really, really well with this. It adds that, well, the smoky flavor of the mushroom and the tangy, sweet, garlicky, herby flavor of the chimichurri. Very well complements the flavor very well. So yeah, I can dip it like this, and then mm, mm, very barbecue. I mean, we using the same marinade that we use for our meats. And being mushroom being a kind of food that has lots of umami, it really works well. So yeah, this is the first time I've ever tried this, ever tried making this, and it's really good. So you can try this at home. Um, so yeah, I did the marinade for the mushrooms. Like um, I left it for more than 2 hours. You can also leave it overnight if you want, so it's better for the mushrooms to absorb all the marinade. As you can see earlier when we opened the marinade container, the marinade uh, is completely, almost completely absorbed. So everything, all the flavors that were there are in the mushrooms, and then grilling it just adds that smoky, charred flavor to it. I wouldn't advise grilling it um, too long, as you might burn the skin. That's not also good. We forgot about the salsa. Mm, yes. That's really good. It's like we're having a picnic at the beach. Only thing lacking now is the beach. Would have been nice to be stranded in paradise with, you know, great company. Mm, 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 that coriander. You can check the recipe for this salsa on one of my previous videos. It's the fresh tomato salsa. I made that before for breakfast. Ate it with some cheese and bread. But it's also a very nice side for grilled food. Yeah. Okay. See you later. I'm just gonna finish this up. It's really good. Okay, so we just had our grilled shiitake mushrooms with chimichurri, and we also made a fresh tomato salsa on the side, so it would be a better meal. Well, it's actually best for a, a good side dish for grilled food, but since I don't eat meat anymore, um, it was really a nice compliment because the mushrooms that we made, even though it was mushrooms, it kind of still tasted like uh, grilled meat in a way because the marinade we used is the same as the ones that we use on normal meat, like. And also while we were grilling it, the smell of the smoke still smelled like grilled chicken to me while I was grilling it. So, and mushrooms have this natural umami to it, which makes it, you know, makes flavors come out more. Um, it was tasty enough. the mushrooms, I mean, absorb the marinade very well. So when we grilled it, we just basically like just charred the outside of the mushroom, both sides. So we grilled it for a few minutes until we can see some char marks. And when we plated it, we put the chimichurri on top and had it on the side also as a dip. So yeah, it's the first time I've made this. I tried it. I just had it, uh, you know, in my mind for the longest time that what if I do this? What if I marinate m- dried shiitake instead of like just hydrating it with normal water? So, some of the ideas that come about when you're just thinking of food and how to make them. So I just had to try it today since we're still in community quarantine and everybody's just home. So, like I've said before, this is a time where we can just experiment and try new stuff since we have lots of time at home. So, for me, I've been trying to learn more, watching uh, documentaries and listening to podcasts or watching videos of lectures and stuff about, well, different things, mostly about spirituality and, you know, the universe and physics. When I was younger, I really hated physics, but now I realize that it's uh, it's the fundamentals of how things are, the way we live. So when you're a kid and studying like equations and stuff, or just even basic principles, you wouldn't really think that it would be something that you can use later in life. But you know, everything has a purpose, and now I'm realizing these things come in handy, especially when coming up with things things that we need to contemplate and think about. Yeah, and you know, especially now that, well, we're in a stage where our society is being transformed. It's going to change, and we just have to learn how to adapt and basically change our old ways and transform into the new. One of the reasons, maybe, that inner voice that was calling me for years now has been pushing me to do this, to transition, is maybe culminating this year. So this all started in 2012, and I guess the Mayan prediction of the world ending in 2012 is not much of an end, but actually just the beginning. And now we're seeing the world in a drastic transformation of sorts. So it's clearly drawing the line, and we should know which side we're going to be stepping into. So, in between episodes that I make, I am again slowly trying to incorporate more meditation into my daily routine. I usually do it at night before I sleep or when I wake up. So, but just like what my tattoo says, this too shall pass, and we just should embrace it and try to learn more about ourselves, try to hear what our higher selves are trying to tell us, and eventually, maybe after this, we would come out as better people. Because we should always live the best life that we can, so that every day